Good afternoon, all of you, members and guests. Welcome to the 59th Annual General Meeting of the Cooperative Memorial Society. I'm Sylvia Casper, the current board chair. Today we are gathered to reflect on our past year, to discuss key matters, and to shape the future of CMS. Your participation embodies the cooperative spirit, democratic participation, shared responsibility, and community engagement. This year is a particularly significant one as we fully transition to a new governance model, allowing the board to focus on strategic leadership while our newly appointed executive director manages operations. This shift enhances our ability to serve you and ensures CMS's long-term impact. This year's agenda includes key highlights from the past year, financial updates, board elections, and an insightful presentation from our guest speaker, Tyler Hamil from Covenant Health, on advanced care planning and palliative care. Be sure to stay to the very end of the presentation to listen to Tyler. Before we proceed, I would like to introduce to you our board of directors and staff. Beside me is Tim Duffy, our vice chair, Ross McNichol, our secretary, our treasurer, Debbie Patterson, and our directors, Miriam Carey, Don Nadiak, Diane Fair, and Elaine Berzak-Smith. I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to the board, to our executive director, to our membership services coordinator, Barb. You can see her picture in the blue block, and to our executive director, Terry Geib, to all our volunteers and partners. Many thanks to our members. You are the heart of CMS. Your trust and support make this work impactful. Let's make this AGM engaging and productive. I now call the meeting to order at 1:09. We begin with a land acknowledgement and remembrance. We acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional territories of Treaty 6, 7, and 8, including the Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. We honor the histories, languages, and cultures of the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit who have cared for this land for generations. Let's also take a moment to remember our members who have passed away during this year. Their decision to plan ahead has eased the burden on their loved ones, leaving a lasting legacy of care and foresight. Briefly review the meeting format and voting procedures. Here's a quick overview of how you can participate in today's webinar. Participants can interact using the chat and can submit questions through the Q&A box. Once again, just a reminder that we are using a webinar format, which means that participants cannot interact verbally. All participants are muted. You are restricted to using the chat and the Q&A functions. For polling, for voting, we'll be using the polling function. Any unanswered questions will be addressed on our website or in our newsletter. Only CMS members are eligible to vote. If multiple members are sharing a device, only one vote per device will be counted. We have with us today a technical expert, Christian Malcolm. If you experience any technical issues, please contact Christian by phone or text. His number is 1-604-800-6224. Again, how to participate in the chat box. Click the chat icon at the bottom of your Zoom screen to send messages to everyone or to select individuals. Use this for general comments and interaction, such as moving and seconding motions. In the Q&A box, enter questions to presenters by clicking the Q&A icon, type your question and submit it. We'll monitor both the chat and the Q&A throughout the session, and we'll do our best to respond. And remember that if there are any unanswered questions, we will deal with them on our website following the meeting. This meeting is being recorded, and a recording will also be available on our website along with the minutes in the days to come. So before we get going with official voting, let's conduct a quick test to ensure the polling system is working correctly. Please answer the question on your screen. Okay, that seems to be coming in still.
We have 121 people sitting in right now. So we have 103 that have voted yes and 1 that has voted no and no not sure's.
Thank you for that, Terry. So that polling function is working. We'll next move to quorum and approval of the agenda. Our bylaws require a quorum of 50 members. We have 120 participants I am seeing, so we have met that quorum. The agenda is on your screen. Are there any additions?
Christian, we're getting a text box on the screen that's showing your calls that are coming in, I think. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I see no additions. May I please have a mover and a seconder to approve that agenda? Please enter your name in the chat box to act as a mover or a seconder.
This can be anyone from the membership. So anyone can put their name in. Just give us your first and last name.
Okay, I see moved by Don Green, seconded by April Walters.
I'm going to pull up the question. Oh,
please.
Oh, wait, we want the agenda. Hang on. It's jumping around here. Sorry. All right.
One moment while we get up the correct poll.
It's not launching. Of course it's not launching. Bear with me. I'll duplicate the question.
Do we need to end the poll first, Terry?
Oh, okay. Is there, trying to see where it says poll. Relaunch
Okay,
poll. Here we go.
Try
relaunch.
that again.
All right. That's test vote. All right. We're getting there. Okay. Here we go. There we go.
Okay. Here we are with the correct approval of agenda. Please vote.
I'll give it to 30 seconds. Okay, we have 94% in favor, and we have 6% that abstained.
That motion then is carried. Thank you, Terry. We'll move on now to approval of the previous AGM minutes, and I'll turn the floor over to Tim Duffy.
Sorry, I had to find the mute button. The minutes from the February 24th, 2024 AGM were reviewed by the board and posted on our website after the meeting.
You need one. So you can log in using your Google account.
Sorry,
you don't need
Christian,
to make a Zoom account.
Christian, you're live.
Oh, I'm sorry. One moment.
My apologies.
We need one what? What do we need?
I'll start over. The minutes from the February 24th, 2024 AGM were reviewed by the board and posted on our website after the meeting. Key highlights included updates on contract renewals, financial health, and board elections. There were no issues raised by members. Are there any amendments from members in attendance today? If so, post them in the chat box. I'll wait a few seconds to see if anything comes up. Seeing none, may I have a mover and a seconder to approve the previous minutes from the AGM February 24th, 2024. April Walters will move. Jerry Johannesson will second. So moved by April Walters, second by Jerry Johannesson to approve the minutes. Can I call the vote, please?
Please vote now.
Okay, I think it stopped. We have 81% voting yes, 0 no, 19% abstained.
Thank you for that, Terry. That motion carries. We'll move on to reports, and I'll begin with the report from the chair. This past year has been transformative. Highlights: over 750 attendees at our online workshops and in-person presentations, as well as trade show booths manned in Edmonton, Calgary, and Red Deer. Members of our board visited service providers in Edmonton, Calgary, Olds, and Red Deer in June. In September, we changed our URL from calgarymemorial.com to coopmemorial.org to improve recognition among Albertans, to enhance accessibility for members across the province, and to strengthen CMS's branding as a provincial organization. After an extensive recruitment process, supported by a human resources consultant, we appointed our first ever executive director on November 1st, 2024, allowing us to begin the formal process of transitioning from operational to policy governance. As well, the board formulated a new strategic plan, which we formally approved in January 2025, focusing on membership growth, risk management, operational efficiency, financial stability, and community outreach. A copy of that strategic plan is available on our website. CMS continued to experience steady growth over the year, welcoming more than 1,600 new members during the year. We've also supported families through a similar number of member passings over the year, with Plan B1, simple cremation, remaining the most popular choice. To enhance our outreach, we've expanded community presentations, direct mail campaigns, and strategic partnerships, increasing the visibility of CMS across Alberta. We've also formalized a volunteer presenter program to support our dedicated speakers in Edmonton and Calgary, ensuring they have the resources they need to effectively represent CMS. A significant operational change will take place later in 2025 as a result of our decision to vacate our office at the Community-Wise Centre in downtown Calgary. This decision was taken as a result of significantly rising rental costs. With CMS operating fully online, this move will not impact member services. Starting in May 2025, all correspondence will be received via our new PO box, allowing us to allocate resources more efficiently while maintaining the same high level of member support. Thanks to everyone who contributed to our success during the past year. I'll turn over the floor now to Terry, our Executive Director.
Thank you, Sylvia. It's a privilege to serve as CMS's inaugural Executive Director. Welcome, everyone, to today's annual general meeting. Over the past year, CMS has made remarkable strides, growing our membership, strengthening our operations, and enhancing access to end-of-life planning resources for Albertans. As we look ahead, I'd like to share some key updates on our achievements, challenges, and priorities for the coming year. Let me begin by sharing a story that highlights the profound difference CMS can make in people's lives. One of our members, Sarah, faced the devastating loss of her mother, the person who had always been her source of strength and guidance. Grief-stricken and overwhelmed, Sarah dreaded the thought of navigating the complexities of funeral arrangements while still trying to process her loss. But because her mother was a CMS member, everything had already been planned. The decisions had been made, the arrangements set, and the financial burdens significantly reduced. Instead of spending her time making rushed choices under emotional distress, Sarah was able to focus on what truly mattered, honoring her mother's memory, leaning on her family for support, and finding space to grieve. Sarah later told us how deeply grateful she was for CMS, not just for the cost savings, but for the peace of mind it brought during an incredibly difficult time. Too often, we avoid talking about death with the people we love the most, but having these conversations is one of the most important things we can do. It ensures our wishes are understood and respected. It spares our loved ones from having to make difficult decisions in moments of grief, and it fosters open communication that can strengthen family relationships. By planning ahead and talking about end-of-life choices, we provide a final gift, clarity and comfort, peace of mind for those we leave behind. It truly is our final legacy. From an operational perspective, CMS maintains financial stability, primarily supported by membership dues and record fees. Following the introduction of GST on memberships in 2023, we have emphasized clear and open communication regarding this update. The Financial Oversight Committee explored the possibility of obtaining charitable status. However, after a thorough review, the board determined that this is not a priority at this time. Looking ahead, risk management and financial sustainability remain critical to CMS. As we expand outreach and absorb additional costs associated with the executive director role, securing additional funding sources will be key to maintaining growth. Looking at governance and strategic initiatives, the CMS board is committed to strengthening and modernizing our policies to support long-term success. Some key initiatives in this area include updating our bylaws and articles to align with the Cooperatives Act, with a goal of presenting revised documents for member approval at next year's AGM. Enhancing our financial oversight, refining our reporting structures, and improving accountability measures. We're looking at strengthening our records management with improved security and backup protocols now in place to safeguard critical organizational documents. And implementing new collaboration tools for board meetings and project management. We're streamlining workflows and decision-making. These improvements will allow us to operate more efficiently, ensuring better service to you, our members. One of the most important financial decisions that you can make as a member is prepaying for your funeral, ensuring that you lock in today's rates before expected price increases. Our contract with McGuinness and Holloway, who serves the Calgary area and surrounding communities, expires on December 31st, 2025. While we anticipate negotiating a new agreement, past renewals show that funeral prices typically rise when the new contract is signed, which could happen as early as November. If the contract is finalized before year end, waiting until December could mean paying higher prices if you're choosing to prepay your funeral plans. By prepaying now, you can secure current pricing before any increases take effect. Locking in today's rates protects you from inflation and market-driven cost adjustments. If your circumstances change, prepaid plans are refundable at face value minus a small administrative fee. However, it's important to note that not all prepaid plans are transferable. If you move to an area without a funeral home affiliated with a memorial society, you may need to pay additional costs or choose to cash out your plan. To take advantage of current pricing, we strongly encourage members in the Calgary and area to make arrangements before the end of November 2025. For assistance, contact CMS or reach out to McGuinness and Holloway directly. Their contact information is available on our website and on the slide in front of you. Challenges and opportunities for growth. As a small organization balancing a growing workload with limited staff and volunteer resources, it continues to be a challenge. To address this, we're actively exploring ways to streamline our operations while maintaining the high level of service our members expect. One key area of focus is leadership continuity. With ongoing board turnover, ensuring strong governance and stability is essential. We're working to improve succession planning to maintain consistency and long-term leadership. Member engagement is another priority for CMS. As we rely on volunteers to help expand our reach, we need more people to get involved. Whether it's distributing brochures, delivering presentations, or supporting our outreach efforts, every contribution makes a difference. Financial sustainability remains top of mind to us. As we expand our outreach and services, identifying additional funding sources will be critical to ensuring the long-term success of CMS. Your involvement strengthens our organization. If you're passionate about our mission, we encourage you to join us in expanding our impact and ensuring that more Albertans have access to affordable and informed end-of-life planning. Looking ahead, our priorities include strengthening community engagement through expanded partnerships with estate planners, healthcare professionals, and seniors organizations. We're looking at enhancing digital tools to streamline membership management and improve accessibility. And we're implementing new financial sustainability initiatives to maintain affordability for all members. Get involved and make a difference. CMS thrives because of engaged members like you, and here's how you can be part of the impact. You can join our board, help shape policies, guide strategies, and drive meaningful change. You can share your skills, contribute to expertise in video editing, social media, writing, or event planning. You can even bake cookies for our special events. You could be a volunteer presenter, educate communities on the importance of end-of-life planning. And closer to home, you can spread the word, deliver brochures to your old workplace or to seniors' residences, hospices, and hospitals, and share with your network. Inform family and friends and neighbors about CMS and its benefits. Your involvement strengthens our mission, so let's make the difference together. In closing, I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to the CMS Board of Directors, staff, volunteers, and you, the members, for your ongoing support and commitment. As we move forward, we have incredible opportunity to expand our reach, enhance our services, and reinforce our role as a vital resource for Albertans. Thank you for your continued trust and involvement. Together, we are making a lasting impact. I'd now like to hand it over to Deb.
Debbie, you're muted.
I was. Good afternoon, members and guests. My name is Debbie Patterson, Treasurer of CMS, and I'm pleased to present the audited financials for the Cooperative Memorial Society for the fiscal year ended October 31st, 2024. A full copy of the 2024 annual financial statements can be found by clicking on the link on the CMS homepage of the website at coopmemorial.org. For this meeting, we'll be reviewing key excerpts from the financial statements. In accordance with our bylaws, the CMS annual financial statements for the fiscal year ended October 31st, 2024 have been audited by Anthony Chu, Chartered Professional Accountant. In his opinion letter dated January 15th, 2025, Mr. Chu expressed a qualified audit opinion, which is a common audit outcome for nonprofit organizations, as it's typically not possible to fully verify all sources of revenue due to their nature. Throughout the financial statements, you'll see references to notes. These notes, found on pages 8 to 11 of the full report on the website, provide additional context and details about various items in the statements. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our Financial Oversight Committee for their diligence in reviewing CMS's financial results throughout the year. Committee members for the past year were Sylvia Casper, Tim Duthie, Peter Stacey Salmon, Ross McNichol, and myself. Financial performance, revenues for the fiscal year ending October 31st, 24. Total revenue was $125,004, reflecting a 0.6% decrease from the previous year's revenue of $125,729. This slight decline is due to a decrease in record fees collected and GST being absorbed into the membership fees. Breaking this down further, revenue is categorized into 4 key areas: interest income, memberships, donations, and record fees. Interest income for the 2024 fiscal year was $25,417, a significant increase from $18,379 in 2023 due to higher interest rates and strategic reinvestment in GICs. Membership revenue totaled $63,477, slightly increasing from $62,021 in 2023, and online membership purchases remain a key driver. Donations. In 2024, we received $1,321 in donations, a significant increase from $227 into 2023. While we do not actively solicit donations, we're sincerely grateful for the contributions we occasionally receive, often in memory of deceased members. Record fees. Funeral service providers collected a total of $34,789 in fees, marking a 22.9% decrease from $45,102 in 2023. Some of these fees were received following our year end, with reminder letters we issued. Expenses, total expenses for the fiscal year were $76,674, an 8.3% decrease from the previous year's $83,594. Expenses are categorized as follows. Contract services, membership service coordinator cost totaling $34,200, slightly lower than $35,625 in 2023. Outreach expenses decreased to $13,830, down from $17,933 in 2023. This reflects a more targeted advertising approach. Technology expenses related to member database maintenance, communication tools, and online engagement were $7,757, down from $12,169 in 2023. Board expenses, board-related costs increased to $55.23 compared to $35.84 in 2023 due to increased meeting and travel costs across Alberta. Administration expenses include rent, accounting, bookkeeping, and audit fees remain the largest administrative costs. Surplus and balance sheet at the bottom of the income statement. The net surplus for the fiscal year was $48,330, an increase from $42,135 in 2023 due to lower expenses and increased interest income. Next slide. On the balance sheet as of October 31st, 2024, total assets were $662,960 compared to $614,630 the previous year. This increase reflects the surplus and reinvestment in GICs. Liabilities remain minimal, primarily consisting of accrued liabilities for prepaid expenses, such as advertising and insurance. CMS remains financially strong with net assets and liabilities balancing at $662,960. Pages 8 to 11 of the full financial report online provide further details on the notes referenced throughout the financial statements. Next slide. Looking ahead to 2025, as we move into 2025, CMS anticipates a planned deficit as we invest in key initiatives to enhance our services and member engagement. These investments include website improvements, optimizing our CMR system, our customer relationship management, strengthening our outreach efforts across Alberta, and the executive director contract fees of $65,000. As a nonprofit, CMS has been accumulating reserve funds in anticipation of these planned costs, particularly as we transition from an operational board to a policy board. For many years, CMS functioned as a volunteer-led organization, meaning that your volunteer directors performed operational needs. Due to the growing complexity of our operations and the increasing demand for services, this model is no longer sustainable. To ensure continuity, efficiency, and long-term sustainability, we have developed a strategic plan to guide CMS forward and hired an executive director to oversee day-to-day operations and lead the rollout of initiatives in the strategic plan. While this deficit is intentional, we will continue to monitor expenses closely and explore sustainable funding opportunities to support our long-term goals. In conclusion, CMS has had another financially stable year with continued membership growth and prudent financial management. The organization remains in a strong financial position, ensuring sustainability for the benefit of our members. That concludes my financial report for the year ending October 31st, 2024. And I would now like to open the floor to any questions you may have and enter your questions in the Q&A box. Thank you.
Hey, Deb, there's a couple of questions that have come in, so I'll read them out to you. The first one is, why such a difference in bank charges from 2023 to 2024?
I don't have it pulled up in front of me. I'm going to have to pull everything up. Sorry. I didn't have the financials sitting in front of me, actually.
While you're doing that, I'll jump to the next question because I can answer it. It's how often do you go to RFPs, which is a request for proposal for services? If fees are going up on Calgary services, is there a plan to go back out for RFP? The answer is every time we renew a contract, we go out for RFP. So we will be doing that process in 2025. Deb, are you ready with your answer on the bank charges?
I'm looking on the bank charges. I think in 2023, the fees charged by First Data were not included under bank charges, and this year they were as a subcategory of bank charges. So I'm just going to pull it up. Those fees from First Data are per transaction fees for all online memberships that are paid by credit card. As well, they have a few extra monthly fees just to provide the services for First Data.
Okay. Is there any
I
further
think, yeah, I
questions?
think they were rolled into a different category.
Okay. April says, thank you, Deb. So I think I'm not seeing any further questions on my end. Barb, are you seeing any on yours?
Let's proceed with the motion to accept the financial statements as presented. Once again,
Okay.
could I have a mover and a seconder?
Sorry, I just want to go back to questions. There's a couple more that popped up quickly, Sylvia. Dawn is asking, I did not hear when the budget will be presented. We're not going to be presenting the budget at this meeting. The budget is for the next meeting. This is a AGM reflecting on the past year. So Deb did address the budget looking forward to 2025 in her address. And a copy of that will be on our website. So if you want to go back and look at the script with the budget information that you can. The next question from Brian is, where was First Data in 2023? So where those bank charges you were referring to before, Deb, where were they captured in 2023? While you're looking that up, I'm just going to go to the next question, which is there a planned effort to engage with service providers across Alberta? And I will answer that question for Brent. Yes, Brent, we have probably close to 40 plus service providers across the province, and we maintain regular engagement with our existing providers, but we're also working on expanding our breadth of providers across the province. So recently I sent letters to 14 new potential service providers in northern and other areas of Alberta where we currently don't have services being offered. So we are trying to expand that. Just so you know, one of the challenges we face is that in small communities, service providers aren't very anxious to become partners with CMS simply because they have a hold on the marketplace. So why would they want to give discounted prices to members when they already have those people as customers? So we really are working on strategies to try and deal with that. And some of what we're seeing is the ability to, just the way the funeral industry is going in itself, is existing service providers will provide service in other communities at a discounted rate, and then you just pay the additional travel costs that may occur. And it can still be a significant savings of thousands, if not hundreds of dollars. So back to you, Deb. Okay, perfect.
I think there was a big change in our accounting from the 23 year to the 24 year. And it looks like the First Data fees were actually rolled into the membership fee account, kind of as an expense to the membership fees. So this year they were split out so that we could see exactly that it was an expense and not just a pull out of membership revenue.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. There's no further questions. So Sylvia, now you can jump ahead.
Okay, thank you. And I see I have a mover, Ron Starchuk, and a seconder, sorry. I don't see Rob's last name.
Gilgan.
Rob Gilgan, Gilgan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And the motion is before you. I think that voting has ceased.
Okay, so we have 98 people voting, 99 people now voting yes, and 6 abstains and 0 no's.
The motion then carries. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the appointment of the auditor.
So we need a mover and a seconder. No, sorry.
Yes, thank you, Terry. We are required each year to appoint an auditor. The membership is required to appoint an auditor. The board recommends reappointing Anthony Chu, Certified Professional Accountant, as our auditor for the fiscal year ending October 31st, 25. So I need a mover and a seconder. Don Green and Tanis.
K-A-G-A.
Okay.
Kaga.
And if you'd call the motion, please.
Yes, here we go.
Put up the poll.
We're good. We have 96% voting yes of 122, 107 of 122 voting yes. Oh, 100, yeah, it's still changing a little bit. Give it a second here. Okay, we have 95% voting yes, 5% abstain, 0 no's.
Thank you, Terry. That motion then is carried, and Anthony Chu is reappointed as auditor for the year to come. I'll turn the floor over now to Tim.
Thank you, Sylvia. Before we move forward, let's take a moment to recognize the outstanding contributions of our retiring directors. These individuals have been dedicated champions of CMS, sharing their time, expertise, and passion to advance our mission. This year, we bid farewell to 3 directors. Mike Meredith, who joined the board in 2023, stepped down in September to focus on his expanding legal practice. His sharp insights and thoughtful contributions were invaluable to the board. Terry Geib transitioned on November 1st, 2024 into her new role as executive director, where her dedication to CMS continues to shape our future after serving since 2008 as director. Sylvia Casper is stepping down following this AGM. Sylvia joined the board in 2007 and has served as board chair and vice chair. She has served with unwavering commitment, and her leadership and countless hours of service have left a lasting impact. On behalf of CMS, we extend our deep gratitude to Mike, Terry, and Sylvia for their service. I see lots of people recognizing it with hearts and claps. We appreciate that, and we know that our 3 directors are seeing those. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you to everybody for your words of encouragement. So it's time now to look to electing the next group of directors. The board is pleased to present the following slate of candidates for election to the board of directors. Tim Duffy. Tim currently serves as vice chair. He joined the board in 2021 and has thus completed his first term as director. Tim has over 20 years of experience in the cooperative sector and works as a fractional sales leader. An active community volunteer, he has coached youth sports and he mentors professionals. Elaine Berzak-Smith joined the board in November 2024, following the exit of Terry Geib when she moved into the executive director role. Elaine brings extensive cooperative board experience at both the retail and the wholesale level, with over 30 years in the food, petroleum, and liquor industries, specializing in human resources operations and strategic planning. Gail McLeod brings over 30 years of senior leadership and board experience across cooperatives, charities, and regulatory boards. She excels at fostering collaboration and navigating complex interests. Rob Seifert. Rob brings over 20 years of experience in information technology, including 15 years in senior leadership and cybersecurity. He brings expertise in project management, contract administration, and team leadership with a strong focus on problem solving, customer service, and effective communication. Each of these candidates brings a wealth of experience and a strong commitment to advancing the mission of the Cooperative Memorial Society. We believe their diverse skills and dedication will be invaluable to our organization's continued success. The board endorses their nominations. Are there any questions or comments regarding the slate that we presented to you? See none. May I then have a mover and a seconder?
We have Daryl Thompson, but Daryl spelled D-E-R-Y-L, Thompson, and Don Green.
And if you would call the motion.
Yes. There we go. Okay, it looks like it's slowed down. We have 95% in saying yes, 0 no's, 5 abstained. That's carried.
Thank you, Terry. That motion then carries. So your new directors are Tim Duthie, Elaine Berezuck-Smith, Gail McLeod, and Rob Siepert. Welcome to you. Next on the agenda, we have new business and member questions. So if members wish to raise any business or ask any questions, here's your opportunity.
I'm not seeing any questions in the Q&A.
Don't see any questions in the chat. Well, that was easy. That brings us then to the end of our the business portion of our meeting. Declare the meeting adjourned at 1:55.
We just need a motion. We just need a motion to adjourn, Sylvia, which I can pull up on the screen if we have a mover and seconder.
Okay.
We just have to find it on here. There we go.
Then I undeclare.
Oh, of course, it doesn't want to launch again. Okay, we're just going to have to skip that one. It's not critical. We can informally adjourn it.
Okay, then I will declare the meeting adjourned, and a summary of the meeting will be shared in our upcoming newsletter. A reminder that our next annual general meeting will be held on February 28th of 2026. Please stay tuned now for our guest speaker, Tyler Hamil, who is presenting on advanced care planning and palliative care in Alberta. Tyler is a project coordinator with the Covenant Health Palliative Institute, focusing on initiatives that promote advanced care planning and public awareness of palliative care. Since joining Covenant Health in 2021, he has brought expertise in government relations, communications, and research, along with experience in the federal public service. Originally from Manitoba, raised in Ontario, and educated in Saskatchewan, Tyler has proudly called Alberta home since 2018. His work aligns with that of CMS in our mission to empower individuals with the knowledge and resources needed to make informed end-of-life decisions. Take it away, Tyler.